Come on in. Come on in, have a seat. 4 of you. Is there anybody else? What's your name?
James Hanna.
James?
I'm Katie Wilson.
Kayla Berry.
Wendy Hanna.
All right, I'm Judge White. They've got Mr. Hanna on video. I'll go over his charges, rights, and court date. Before I discuss bond, I'll give anyone who wishes a chance to make a statement. Once I do that, I'll give him a chance and I'll answer your questions after that, okay? And all statements just need to be made to me directly, not to anyone in the room or anyone or Mr. Hanna himself, okay? All right, state your name for me, sir.
Mr. Adam Hanna.
All right, Mr. Hanna, I'm Judge White. You agree to speak with me over the video?
Yes.
All right, I'll make you aware that the following people are present for your hearing: Tanya McCullough with the Anderson County Sheriff's Office, Shelby Hanna, Alyssa Hayes, James Hanna, Katie Wilson, Kayla Berry, Wendy Hanna, as well as the news media are present for your hearing. Now, I've asked everyone to refrain from making any statements at this time. I'll give everyone a chance to do that once I discuss your rights. Now, at this time, you have a charge for domestic violence of a high and aggravated nature. It does carry up to 20 years in jail if you plead guilty or if you're found guilty. Now, it has an initial appearance date at the Anderson County Courthouse for January 23rd of next year at 9:30, and you are required to appear. If you miss your hearing, they can issue a general sessions warrant. If you picked up on that, you can be held until a trial. You have the right to have an attorney present to represent you. If you can't afford one, you can request the public defender's office represent you. You also have the right to enter a not guilty plea and request a jury trial on your court date. And within the next 10 days, you have the right to request a preliminary hearing. That's a hearing before a judge who would hear the state's evidence to determine if it was sufficient to issue the charge. To request that, it has to be done by you within the next 10 days, and you'll be given a form to complete when we're done. Any questions about the preliminary hearing?
I don't know what to do.
I'm not asking you what to do. I'm asking if you understand about the preliminary hearing, as I've explained it. All right, one more time on the preliminary hearing, because you have only 10 days to request it. You have to make that decision within that time frame. You'll be given the form to complete when we're done. That's a hearing where another judge would hear the probable cause that was given to issue this warrant. If that judge determines it was sufficient, then the case will move forward as scheduled. If the judge determines at that time that it was not sufficient, then the case would be dismissed at that hearing. That's a decision you have to make within the next 10 days. All right, Ms. McCullough, Ms. Shelby Hanna, Ms. Hayes, any statement you want to make?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. We ask that there be no contact from the defendant to the victim in any kind of way, and we ask that he not return to the incident location.
Okay. Anything else?
Thank you.
All right, anyone else wish to make a statement?
Sir, I would just like to say that Adam's he's trying to raise his son, and if you could just give him a bond.
Okay. Mr. Hanna, this hearing is being recorded. It can be used later against you in court. Do you have any statements you want to make to the court or anything you want me to know at this time?
I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for any of this.
Okay.
I've never put a hand on Shelby. I've never touched her. I'm sorry. I didn't want this to happen.
At this time, there are going to be some bond conditions. If the victim decides to enter a domestic violence shelter and you follow her there for any reason, you can face additional fines and penalties. There will be a no contact order with the victim, including returning to the residence until this case is disposed of. Do you understand those bond conditions?
Yes.
Okay. Based on this charge, as well as charges that are pending, your bond will be denied tonight. You'll have an opportunity for a circuit court judge at a later date, at which time they'll determine the appropriateness of bond. Any questions?
But So I can't, there's no getting out?
Not at this moment, no. Your bond's been denied, and you'll have some other charges that we'll see you on tomorrow. But with all the circumstances surrounding this, your bond on this charge is going to be denied.
So it's all gonna be decided tomorrow?
No, I'll see you again in the morning. I'm the bond judge in the morning. We'll go through those charges at that time. And then at a later date, because your bond's been denied on this one, you'll see a circuit court judge who will determine at that point whether bond's appropriate under certain conditions, okay? So you'll be held here until that time, okay? All right, thank you. All right, any questions?
Sign a few things. Go ahead and sign first name. I'll let you know when I'm ready to do the next one, but go ahead and do your first one.
It'll be me for the other charges.
Can I come back for that?
Yeah, you know, it'll be 7 in the morning. That's when we'll have the other bond hearings for the other charges that they just served on them, and we're able to see them tonight on those. Okay.
So even if he gets a bond on those, he still won't be able to get out?
We can't. Right now, this bond's been denied on this one, so that's all we can address at this time. Okay. All right. And y'all can talk to the jail about visitation and when it is and what time it is. Okay. It's scheduled, but they set up that
It's gonna
schedule.
be a lot, so just bear with me.
All right. Thank y'all. Y'all free to go.
Initial on this one.
All right. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Just stay in contact with Victim Services, and they'll assist you on what court date you need to be at. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all. You can take them out and let them know when they're
Initial.
You gotta leave.
We have 2 more initial, go ahead.
Thank you.
This is your last sign, go ahead. Next sign, this one, go ahead, sign. Perfect. You're all set, Step on that.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Look there, that's the one.